Hey everyone, welcome to the Team Hardcore training call. I'm so excited for our topic, Instagram engagement and growth. We couldn't need this more right now. So today is December 10th, and we've just had a huge week with the launch of Transform 20. And, obviously this is a really, really busy time of year, being that it's the holidays and there's just a lot going on. And I know it's not easy, but and I don't expect you by any means, nor does anyone expect you to not be with family and not to do the fun holiday stuff. It's just that you have to be very disciplined about when you work your business and how you work your business. So, maybe it's early in the morning, maybe it's late at night, maybe it's early on a Saturday morning and Sunday morning or whatever, but you just have to be really disciplined and focused, because it really is this time of year that builds your success for January and February. I forget if I've already said it, but I hope you listen to the National Wake Up Call today with Micah Folsom. She's, by the way, within Team Hardcore. She's one of my coaches, of course, super successful in the business. And she gives some tough love on that topic and how to make that happen and how to really leverage the end of this year so that your January and February, you're not like, where are all the people? I heard there were all these New Year's resolutioners and yet I'm not seeing them. Well, if you're not showing up in December, they're not going to show up for you in January and February. You really have to be on their radar. So a couple announcements real quick. Obviously, we're doing this call in the evening on a Monday night. The way that we're going to do the trainings until further notice is as needed. So it'll probably be about once a month. Maybe it'll be twice a month, but it's going to be as needed. So please pay attention to the Coach Success page. I'll always make it the announcement when we do a training. And also, I send out the emails and make sure that if you're one of my coaches, that you're passing that on to your coaches as well. But I just want to make sure that you're not being overloaded with trainings, because I feel like that gets you overwhelmed and not knowing which way to turn and which way to go. And what you really have to do in this business is find your way. You have to stay in your lane and find your way and not try and be like, okay, well, she does it this way, I'm going to do it this way. She does it this way, I'm going to try and do it that way. And before you know it, you've lost yourself. Okay, so don't get too caught up in trainings where you don't even know what to do. So if you do feel like you need trainings in certain areas, JanelleSummers.com, you have all the trainings there. Also, the Beachbody Champions group, make sure that you have requested to be in the Beachbody Champions. Just search Beachbody Champions on Facebook and request that group. Also, the National Wake Up Call. You have those three resources and you are freaking gold, okay? All right, so next, Transform 20. We just launched it, obviously. It's not too late. If you're like, yeah, I was kind of in a funk and Thanksgiving happened and now I feel way behind and I don't know what I'm doing. Easy. Go to teambeachbody.com and log in and go to your FAQ. Read what you need to know about Transform 20. And that's all you need to know. I mean, what more do you need to know other than it's Shaun T and it's 20 minutes? I mean, how awesome is that, right? And it's full body. It's an amazing program. So if you didn't get it yet, I hope that you will get it. I hope that you'll do it. It's truly, truly an amazing program. And so many people, oh my gosh, can't believe how many people are like, I need something that is just 20 minutes because I do not have time to go to the gym, or I do not have time to do, an hour-long workout. Make sure that you get it yourself so that you can speak to it intelligently. Also, the sample workout is on beachbodyondemand.com tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The sample workout on Beachbody On Demand, free sample workout on beachbodyondemand.com. As long as they have a browser and go on beachbodyondemand.com, they can find it, but not until 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, meaning December 11th. Happy birthday to my friend Angie Hunt tomorrow, December 11th. I just realized that. And then 2 prep workouts will be for the people who have purchased Transform 20. They will have 2 prep workouts. Prep week begins the week before Transform 20 arrives on January 14th, and the prep week starts January 7th. I guess that would mean. The coach test group for Transform 20 with Shaun T starts January 14th as well. Again, the prep group starts the week prior. What else? I think that's it. Oh, and I have surgery tomorrow on my ear again. Yes. So if I'm not responding to you over the next couple of days, it doesn't mean I don't love you. I might just be struggling a little bit to be functioning. I get very dizzy and loopy, and I'm going to be on meds, and I'll have my head all bandaged for a little bit. So I will get back to you as soon as I can, but bear with me during that recovery, if you will. So let me introduce to you our guest speakers. So Kayla Ibanez, I hope I said that right, Kayla. She's our guest speaker, and she's speaking on Instagram growth and engagement. Like I said, a topic we really need. Kayla is a mom. She's a wife. She has 2 kids, and I just recently met her. She is someone who teaches network marketers how to turn followers into customers without being salesy. Golden, right? That's exactly what we need. And she does an amazing job with it. And it was one of my coaches, Carrie Carpenter, who referred me to her. And I checked out her highlights on her Instagram. And I was like, we need this girl right now. We need Kayla to speak to us, because she speaks very clearly and she's extremely authentic. And I just think that she is the voice that we need to hear right now. So with that, Kayla, are you here?
Hi. Yes.
Oh.
So hopefully everyone can hear me. We're good.
I hear you and I can see you. I'm going to look over here at everyone's comments to make sure they can hear and see you. Hold on. They've got a delay there. I think they're still seeing me.
Okay.
Guys, can you see Kayla? Can you just give us a comment? Or maybe it's just my, I've just got, yes, all good.
Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Because that would be my luck, talking and no one can hear me.
Right.
So, to start off, I just have to say, Janelle, how excited I am for this. I have been looking forward to it, excited for, weeks now. I know this turnaround was kind of super quick to when we set this up, but I'm all about jumping right in. So I just have to say thank you for this opportunity. And thank you, Carrie, for putting us in contact. So I'm really excited. So let me get my screen share going so we can get right to the goods here. All right. So.
Awesome. I can see it.
You can see it perfect because I can't see anything else. So I want to make sure. So we're going to talk about engagement and growth on Instagram, specifically for network marketers. I made this specifically for you guys. So I know Janelle gave me a nice intro. So here's just a little bit more. I'm originally from the East Coast, living in Chicago. My background, which when I get asked, I realize I don't really talk about it. I used to be a freelance marketer for Disney Stars. So my fellow millennials, if High School Musical rings a bell, I did a lot with that. So that's kind of where I got my start in marketing as a teenager, actually. So I did a lot of traveling, a lot of freelance work, and I kind of settled down to raise my 2 kids who are 6, almost 6, and 4. And then my background in network marketing, specifically with Beachbody. I've been in the organization since 2011, and it's been amazing. So I love working with Beachbody coaches, and those of you who I've worked with, it kind of makes me laugh because I know I don't say, oh, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach too. But when people are like, so I don't know if you know anything about our ranks, but I'm like, no, I know, I got it. So getting right in. So I feel like I should start by saying why I think you should focus on Instagram. I know, especially for businesses and network marketers specifically, I know a lot of you are torn between, should I be putting my eggs in the Facebook basket or the Instagram basket? And I'm here to tell you that although I think Facebook is awesome for running your groups, and I don't foresee that changing anytime soon, for getting customers, Instagram is where you need to be. I mean, with over 800 million users and 2/3 of that 800 million showing up daily, this is such a great opportunity for you. You don't need to pay to play like you need to for exposure on Facebook. And again, Instagram might change that, but so far you're good. So now is the time to really focus on figuring out who you're speaking to and figuring out your messaging so you can reach these people. I definitely don't recommend paying for boosting posts or anything on Instagram, because when you are consistent and strategic in what you're doing, you don't need to spend any money on it. And I also love about Instagram is that you have the feed and you have your stories, and a lot of your customers only pay attention to one or the other. So it's like having two social medias, in one. So that's just another amazing opportunity for you. And you can, of course, sell directly from Instagram, and the potential for building relationships is endless. I have met all of my clients so far just on Instagram, which makes sense because it's about Instagram. So before I kind of get into the topics of today, I asked a bunch of you guys what you need the most help with, and this is what I've got so far. But I will say, before I jump in, I know 99% of you are not going to take any action on this. You'll listen, you might take some notes, but then you'll close up that notebook. But the 1% of you that are paying attention, that are not only taking the notes, but then turn around tomorrow and start taking action, the growth that you will see in your business will be astronomical. Everything that I talk about, I've used myself for my own business, and therefore I teach it to others. So everything has been tried, tested, and true. And now that I've said that, I have your attention. And that's really what you have to do on Instagram, is get people's attention. So the things that we're talking about today are attracting your ideal client, the do's and don'ts of hashtags, probably my favorite, how to make your bio an ideal client magnet. And then once we kind of set the framework, we'll get into the engagement boosting tips. And then of course, I have probably the most cool tip I will save for the end that you can use tonight to get 40 plus new followers before you go to bed. So let's jump right into it. So the basis, the foundation is figuring out who you help. I know that a lot of us get some cold messages sometimes. And when I get those, I will always ask, who's your customer? Who do you help? And a lot of the answers that I get are, oh, well, I'll help anybody. If you want to lose weight, maintain weight, gain weight, I'll help you. And I honestly think that that is the downfall for a lot of Beachbody coaches. I actually just went to a fitness event last night and talking to some gym owners. A lot of things that they're talking about is that the fitness industry is changing. Boutique types of workouts are becoming so much more popular in big cities like New York, LA, Chicago. People are getting very specific about the kind of workout that they're doing, and not just for the quality of the workout, but for the community. So if you're familiar with like a Barry's boot camp or bar or yoga, it's not just about the different workouts, but each of those specific communities is very specific. So you have an opportunity to create a specific community that is very much niche down, very specific, so that you can help people, and not just help them, they will come to you for your help, because that is what your zone of genius is. So your customers, what do they want to know? They want to know what is in it for them. Why do your customers need you? Some of you are really good at making meal plans. Some of you are really good at making workout plans. Others, time management. Narrowing down what exactly you are good at will lead you into what problem do you solve. Of course, people will tell you they want to lose weight, but there's something deeper to that. Why do they want to lose weight? What do you want to be known for? So this is a lot of what I work with my personal clients with, is what makes you unique? What do you excel at? For me, example, that is teaching other people Instagram, and not just anyone, network marketers. And if I'm even getting more specific, network marketing women in health and fitness is really where I have fit in. So when you're clear on this, you are clear on your messaging. And when you're clear on your messaging, people come to you and say, hey, how can I work with you? Rather than you having to constantly feel like you're reaching out. So probably the most important thing I kind of wanted to drive home on the foundation is I feel like we are relying way too much on inspiration marketing. And so I will just read what it says right here, because I feel like it's so powerful. So instead of creating content that is all about what you need to hear and what you are going through, create content that they need to hear and what they are going through. And by they, of course, I mean your ideal client. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see me talk a lot about creating content that it's either self-serving or client-serving. So how can we relate that? If you're posting a sweaty selfie, are you writing messaging that is what your ideal client needs to hear? Or are you just kind of giving yourself a pat on the back? You'll notice that you are relying too much on inspiration marketing when you get messages from people that say, you are so inspirational. I love everything you're doing. But that's not translating to getting people in your challenge groups. I'd love for you to comment if you are at all relating to what I'm saying with that, because I know I've gotten a lot of messages from you guys, and that's what you're saying you're going through. So to kind of break away from that self-serving content and move to creating client-serving content. And then, of course, consistency. I know we hear this in Beachbody all the time. You actually have to show up. And it's the same with Instagram. Your activity does need to be daily and consistent. It doesn't mean you have to be glued to your phone all the time. You just have to be very intentional about what you're doing on Instagram. And then, of course, I do see a lot of this, doing what other coaches are doing. You know, Janelle might be doing something that's really great for her, but if I were to try and do the same thing, it's probably not going to work. Her client is very different than my client. So when we're constantly following a bunch of other coaches and just copying what they're doing, but not knowing the reason behind it, that action might be because that is what their ideal client needs, but it's different from your own. So my favorite thing, bio. When you fix your bio, I kind of equate that to like getting a fresh blowout. You feel like a new woman, you feel like $1,000,000. So let's talk about the bio. A few years ago, when people were growing Instagram, putting those fun facts like, I love Starbucks, I'm a dog mom, I have 3 kids, I'm married, yay. That was okay, but people are very, what do I want to say? They want to know what's in it for them. So those attributes are cool, but your customer's like, I don't care. So we don't want those in your bio. Of course, we don't want you advertising that you're a Beachbody coach. Maybe someone had a bad experience with another Beachbody coach and they will immediately write you off without taking a chance to get to know you. So what should you be putting in that bio? Use a mission statement and have that relate to what we talked about earlier. What are you known for? So here's an example. So I help millennial women lose their post-college 15 pounds. And I've noticed that with a lot of you guys that I have worked with, what you help your ideal client with is not weight loss. It might be mindset. It might be meal prep. It might be something completely different. But having an I help statement tells people looking at your bio what you are all about in 2 seconds. So they'll know what you do, what the result is, and they are either for you or not. You do want it to be polarizing. Although I know we get afraid sometimes that if you're not available to help everyone, then there won't be anyone for you to help. But the truth of the matter is, when you are really specific about who you do help, you will speak directly to those people and they will come to you. So don't worry about, if I can't help everybody, I won't be successful, because it's the complete opposite. So if you have a link, I also want you to make sure you're using a very strong call to action, not just join my challenge or fill out my form to get info. You have to be really specific about what people will get. Let's say you have an ebook on how to lose the 10 holiday pounds. Click the link to lose the 10 holiday pounds. You have to be really specific and give your audience a reason to click. I do get asked a lot, is Linktree a good idea? And I do go back and forth on it, but I will say having a Linktree up most of the time is okay. But if you are doing a push maybe to a sneak peek or a challenge group, I definitely want you to take out the Linktree and put the link directly to where you want the person to click. Because if you give people too many hoops to jump through, people get lazy, people get distracted, and they won't always click through it. So Linktree is kind of still up in the air, but ultimately, no matter what link you put in there, you have to have a strong call to action that your ideal client will want to click and see what's inside. So here are some bio examples. I love Evelyn because hers is fitness specific. So this is exactly who she helps. She helps female entrepreneurs transform their bodies so they can show up confident online. So that's who she helps. That is the result. And then you can see her call to action as well. So you're ready to build your dream physique and grow your business. So she's very specific in who she helps. And then you will see her title is a fat loss expert, very specific. And then also my friend Megan here. So hers is super specific as well. So she helps online coaches sign one-on-one clients that they love and create passive income so they can travel and live fully. So who she helps, what she helps them do, and the results so they can travel and live fully. You can also totally put emojis in your bio. Just again, be intentional. Like each of these girls has one in there. Totally fine. Just be careful getting too crazy with those emojis. And also, I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but I'm going to throw it out now. While you're watching this, take a picture of the presentation and tag me on your Instagram stories. I'm going to be picking a winner to do an audit of your bio. So I'm going to pick someone. So tag me on your stories tonight so I can follow you, share it, and I'm going to pick one of you to do a bio audit so we can work on getting yours looking awesome like these ladies. Highlights. I get asked a lot about highlights. And again, I kind of put these in with the bio because it is like a first impression. The biggest thing is take the text out of your highlight photos. You can probably see here at the bottom, this text is so hard to read. And imagine, I know a lot of you are on computers and it's a little bit bigger, but imagine the people that maybe don't have the latest iPhone. It is so tiny. It is so busy and hard to read. And then like on the left, it's emojis underneath. It's not super clear. And again, we don't want to be too witty or clever with these things. You have to spell out exactly what you do, exactly what you offer, because again, people will just hop onto the next profile. So it has to be intentional. And then on the right, under the no category, we've got words in the highlight cover and then the words directly underneath. So again, it's busy. It's just not as visually appealing. As you'll see in the ones above, icons are awesome. As for making highlights, you can easily make these in Canva. If you have questions, ask me. It is super easy. I am not a graphic designer by any means. And there's also ones that you can find on Pinterest, or if you really want personalized ones, you can definitely find someone online to make them for you, like on Fiverr. So there's a lot of different options, but some great categories that you can have are like client love, results, your community. Focusing on your community is going to be such a benefit to you, especially putting that in your highlights, because people want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. So focusing on that is so huge. So definitely, those are the highlights. Hashtags. I love hashtags as well. Working on hashtags is honestly going to take you the most amount of time to get them right, and that is totally normal. You have to constantly change them. It is a lot of work, so don't be alarmed that you are wasting a lot of time on them, but especially when you're growing, I think it's worth it to put the time in. So here is my girl, Michelle. So here are some of her hashtags that she has been working on that are very specific to her audience, very specific about her business. So the rules of hashtags. I've been testing these for a while, and these are what has worked the best across the board. So use all 30 hashtags, no more, no less. Post them immediately in the first comment, right when you post to your feed, like super fast. I mean, I have my hashtags already copied when I hit post to my feed. So I can just go boom, boom within seconds, copy, paste. And then of course the niche hashtags. So you want them to be very specific. And then you also want to make sure you are using hashtags with more than 10,000 photos posted in them, but less than 200,000. So I'll give you a second if anyone wants to snap a picture. All right. So those are the do's. Let's move into the don'ts. And I am ripping on myself in the don'ts because it's easy to pick on myself, because if there's been mistakes to make, I've made them. So don't use the Beachbody hashtags. I know we're so excited about Transform 20 and it's going to be awesome and it's going to be exciting. I mean, 20 minutes, right? But the only people that you are attracting when you use Beachbody specific or even Beachbody lingo, a lot of the things that a lot of coaches say, the only people you are attracting from those are other Beachbody coaches or me, because I want to work with Beachbody coaches. But if you are looking for your ideal client, again, you see what I did here? I think this is when Size came out. So there, Size It Up, Shanti Fitness, Shanti. So not only was I using Beachbody specific, I was using a lot of the spammy hashtags. So when you use hashtags that have millions of posts in them, there's two main reasons why that's not a good idea. The first one is you can be shadow banned, which it sounds scary, but ultimately it is just Instagram will not show your posts in any of the hashtags you use, and they kind of hide it. Another reason is when you use those super popular hashtags, your post gets buried within seconds. So it's almost kind of like, why bother? You have that 30 hashtag real estate, use it with good intention. You want to reach certain people. So choose your hashtags based on what things your ideal client looks up, what types of hashtags your ideal client uses. People use Instagram a lot like Google. People will look up certain things and they'll post about it. So think about the kinds of things that they look up. Like if you are a mom of young kids and that's who you talk to, Elf on the Shelf is huge right now. As an example, look up Elf on the Shelf hashtags. So don't do what I did, because this didn't help me, didn't help anybody.
Hey, Kayla.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question about the hashtags?
Yes. Oh, go back.
I'm also looking real quick at their questions. Okay, cool. I don't think they all have lots of comments and they're loving this, but no questions. But my question is, it seems like I have tried to not use hashtags that have to do with a mindset, because they are usually the hashtags that are way overused and don't help me find my niche market. Do you find that that's true? Like if you look at your hashtag, like you can do it, self-love, believe in yourself, you're a badass. Like those are the ones that are like mindset related and therefore usually do attract a lot of spammy followers.
Absolutely. And like a lot of the things that we use, like Boss Babe, Fit Mom, yes, although they sound good, again, they're very spammy. And yes, you do attract not only other coaches, but a lot of bots as well.
Yeah.
So, and I also recommend, like, before you use a hashtag, look and see what types of posts are within that hashtag. Are they like the type of content that you are going to post? If so, it'll probably be successful. Another example that I had to deal with my own hashtags was I had a few of them that the posts that performed well were quote photos, and I wasn't posting quote photos. So my posts in that hashtag would never appear at the top. So a lot of the things that I teach people are how to test the hashtags. And basically you can even do that research before you even use it. And that is just opening up Instagram, putting in a keyword, looking for the smaller hashtags and seeing what photos are in there to see if that is something that's spammy or if that is where your ideal client is hanging out. I hope that makes sense.
Should the hashtags for that particular post always relate to that post?
Not necessarily. That's why it's also kind of important to kind of figure out not just who you help, but who you are and what your brand is. So I might be posting about like my kids, for example, and I'm kind of relating it back to what I do in my business. So I might do specific hashtags about my kids, but also some about my business. So yeah, it's kind of about being intentional. Like if you have dog hashtags, you know, maybe don't post the dog hashtags when you're talking about a sunset or something, but like your business relates to anything that you do. So your business hashtags, I would put them with any category that you post with, because that is a part of who you are and what you do, if that makes sense.
No, I totally agree. That makes a lot of sense. And Carrie had asked, do you recommend a number range for hashtags? She said she started 3,000 to 5,000 is a good range. I think that's what you were talking about when you said make sure that the hashtag has at least 10,000 posts and no more than 200,000.
Yes. Yeah. That is like the sweet spot that I've found. I am trying some smaller ones. It doesn't hurt. Always test it and kind of see, but for when you're starting out, kind of getting a feel for what hashtags are going to work for you, especially when you are new to being intentional about hashtags, I would stay between the 10,000 and 200,000.
Great. Okay. Awesome.
All right. All right. So curiosity marketing, again, I'm going to rip on myself. This is something that I think, I know when we, like, for example, Transform 20, I had a couple people actually ask me. So I see other people doing unboxings. Should I do an unboxing? And ultimately, I would say I would steer clear of doing obvious product placement. A few reasons for that. The first one is your audience, again, they care about you and what you offer. My thoughts are the products enhance you, you don't enhance the products. So I would not hide behind them and make them the face of what you do. I think you should be the face of what you do. So when you post, like my example of hammer and chisel, people see that, they're just going to go and Google it. Me and Shakeology, it's very salesy. When you post things like that, you're basically telling people, oh, hey, I intend to sell to you. So a lot of you guys, I know you're taught, this is like really awesome. Like when you're mixing, you're energized to like hide the logo and not talk about it, just kind of mix it while you're talking. That's brilliant. But keep doing that with everything that you do. You know, not just the Shakeology shaker bottle, or again, like the unboxings, your customers honestly don't care what comes in the Transform 20 box. I know we're excited in our fitness bubble and we think it's great and we love Shaun T, but your customer, one, they would probably just Google. Two, they think you're going to sell to them. And then three, they want to know about exactly what you help them with that the products enhance. They don't care about the workout calendar, if that makes sense. So I would just stay clear of posting these. I would not hide behind the products, put your face out there. So I'm ripping on myself because I've made the mistakes, and I'm sure you'll notice with a lot of these posts, you don't get that much engagement. You don't get that many comments because people are like, great, we get what you do.
Yeah, it's not good. I totally agree. And when we're doing stories for hashtags, I know Chalene had done some research, and she and her team felt that they had better traction with getting viewers if only one hashtag was used on stories. Have you tested that at all? Is that what you have found as well?
I do. I've done a mixture, yes, because I do remember Chalene saying that, and I have tried that. For me personally, and I don't know if this is just the range of follower numbers that I do get pretty good viewership on my stories, I will say. Mm-hmm. But I think if you are going to do the one hashtag, make sure it is like a good one. So don't just think of it off the fly. I kind of take some time and really plan. And then of course, not a Beachbody branded hashtag.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, you can use up to 10 in your stories.
Right.
So give it a go. Mm-hmm. I think like if you were like maybe at an event or you were tagging something like that, then using one really powerful hashtag would be really beneficial. So like if you are a runner and you're talking about a race, the name of that race would be a really great thing to hashtag in your stories. Oh, and then everyone that's at that race is coming to you.
Right. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, so I don't know if you have all updated your app, but there is this close friends feature that I think can be such a game changer for you, not just in your business for the sake of something else to do, but as a way to make people feel special and a way to send certain content to certain people. So of course, you could use it just to put your friends and family in to send videos of your dog, or you could be really intentional and make your close friends group something exclusive to get in. Like if they join your challenge group, they're going to get your what I eat in a day if you're big on meal plans or other types of tips. Again, this kind of goes back to what do you want to be known for? What do you excel in? So if you haven't played with the close friends feature, I think it is so cool. And what's even better is that the people that you add into it, they'll see when you post a close friend thing, the little circle will be green. So they feel special. And another thing is people that aren't in it can't tell that they're not. So you don't have to worry about hurting people's feelings or anything. But I think this also helps with building a strong sense of community with your group, because not only are they in a group on Facebook, but they're also in that community on Instagram.
Awesome.
So if you haven't played with it, definitely do. You can easily take people in and out of the close friends. So if a group is ending, you're starting a new group. I think this is something great to kind of put some time into planning content, because I think that'll be really, really fun as well for your special people. There we go. All right, so now getting into the engagement tips, now that we've kind of set the foundation of the type of content we're creating. So my views on the general rules of engagement are you need to give double the engagement that you want to receive. If you are just sitting back, posting the stories, posting occasionally to your feed, wondering, oh, well, no one's coming to comment on my stuff, definitely evaluate. Are you out on Instagram, using Instagram for what it's for, being social? So going to where your ideal clients hang out, commenting something thoughtful, not just emojis or, oh, hey, something that actually adds value. I recommend asking questions. So getting to know, like if you're looking at recipes, hey, how did you make that? How long did it take you to make that? Something that starts a conversation will bring so much more engagement to your own page. If you are on a business profile, definitely utilize your insights so you can kind of see what types of content that you post gets the most engagement. Let's say you post quote photos because you like them, but then you look at your insights and your audience does not like quote photos. Maybe you should reevaluate if quote photos are good for your feed, good for your brand. As much as we like them, ultimately, I do find from almost everyone who I've worked with, their quote photos don't perform that well. So ultimately, I would replace those with putting more of your face out there, because posts that are of you, that are not a selfie, and that include like greenery and being outside perform so well basically across the board. When are your customers online? If you're posting to your feed at midnight and your customers are early birds online at 6, 7 a.m., they're not seeing your post right away. And the sooner they see and like and comment on your post, the better that post will perform for the life of it. So be conscious about what you're doing. See what performs well. Like I said, often pictures of you are always going to perform better than pictures of your shaker cup or a quote picture. So if there's a certain type of maybe your workout, like if you're posting a photo of you working out, if you get a lot of activity on that, keep creating those type of pictures, because if they're performing well, no need to reinvent the wheel. Just keep doing what works. Instagram also really values accounts that use all of their features. So that is posting to the feed, posting on stories, using the filters on stories, polls. So get comfortable with using all of the features. I know a lot of us are scared to go on live. What should I go on live about? Honestly, anything and everything. Even just getting on to share a fun story of your day. What's so great about live is when you go live, I'm sure you've noticed, it moves your little stories bubble right to the front of the line. So it gets you seen more, which gets more people engaging on your stuff. And then the most important thing that I do want to touch on are the third-party apps. So I get asked a lot about these, and I probably could talk all day about these, but ultimately using third-party apps to do likes, comments, and other sort of engagement for you is hurting you. Not just for the fact that Instagram is cracking down and starting to remove it, but I think it's ultimately affecting your relationships with potential customers. People can definitely tell when something is coming from you and when it's not. So save your time, save your money, and just put even 30 minutes to an hour a day when you're working your business to do Instagram, and it'll be so worth it that you won't need to use any of those apps. So engagement boosting tip number 1 are for your posts, using a hook and a call to action. So when I started this presentation and I said 99% of you will not utilize anything, I got your attention. I hooked you into what I was talking about. Using a hook does not have to be something groundbreaking, but things like 3 tips to drop the Christmas weight. If you are anything like me, then blank. Just something to kind of tell them what you are about to talk about rather than just jumping right into your story. The hook and the call to action on your feed posts matter more than anything. So don't get so worried about if the spacing is perfect or if you use too many emojis. If you're bringing in your ideal client and you're giving them an action at the end, then you're going to see results. So focus on those two things first. So a call to action on every post. This is something I see a lot of us are missing the mark on, is always giving your audience something to do, whether it be just asking them a question. When do you put up your Christmas tree? It can be business related. What do you struggle most with nutrition this time of year? It can be an action to tag 2 friends. So tag 2 friends who can totally relate to this. Hosting a giveaway is another great way to kind of get people commenting. I wouldn't get too hung up on that, but I did want to mention it because I do get asked if you want to give away like a gift bag or even some product, that's fine every now and then, but whatever it is, you just always want to give people something to do. It can be click the link in your bio to fill out the form to join your challenge. You just have to be very intentional about what you want people to do. When you're starting, I would just get people commenting and then worry about the rest as you kind of get going.
Kayla, I have a question.
Yes.
Actually, maybe a few questions, sorry, because a couple of them did come in on comments. But I had a question about the hook.
Yes.
And post. I think I was writing and reading and doing too many things at once. Were you talking about like your very first line of your caption?
Yes.
Okay. Making sure that there's something right there that makes them go, oh, I need to read this.
Absolutely.
Got it. Yes. Yeah, 100%. Okay. So someone said if they are using that feature on Instagram stories, actually it was Karina, I think, that was asking about this. If they're using that feature on Instagram stories where it's just close friends, she's asking if she uses that, where do they end up seeing that? And I'm assuming that they will see it. They'll be watching your stories, like Karina, your friend will be watching your stories, and all of a sudden she'll see a story that will have a little icon on it, and she'll know that that story is not seen by anyone else except her close friends. Am I correct on that, Kayla?
Yes, there will be a green bar, and I believe it's at the top right, and it'll say close friends. So whoever is watching your close friends story, they will know that it's just for that group. Okay, and then Jody asked, should you post on Instagram stories to invite people to be a part of that close-knit community of close friends? She asked if that should be something that you actually put out there as an invite to. Absolutely. I think, the sky's the limit. I know this feature is brand new, and I definitely wanted to mention it because you guys have the opportunity to jump on this early again before everyone else starts doing it. So you can definitely use it for prospects if you want to, like, if you join my group to see 5 days of my best meal prep hacks or something like that. Definitely get creative with it. I just wanted to make sure that you knew it was such a great opportunity to make another mini community within Instagram. Right. And another, Lacey had said, so if we subscribe to STEM social, that's a no-no. I'm not familiar with STEM. I don't know about all the different programs out there, but ultimately my feelings are still kind of the same. I would definitely save your money and do the engagement yourself, because I think that the return on that time you're putting in is well worth it. And that has been my own personal experience as well. I think maybe as you get larger, if you want to delegate some things to a VA, like down the road, but I think that I would delegate other things before I would delegate your Instagram engagement, because I think that you putting in the time and the effort is part of what makes it so rewarding as well. I totally agree. Yeah, I don't delegate my Instagram engagement, but I'm not familiar with STEM, so I'm not sure exactly what that one is. Okay, I think that was it. Sorry. Right. I know it's hard because I can't see the questions, so then I could interject if I could see them. Darn YouTube. Yeah. All right. So the next tip is taking the time each week to DM the people that are constantly liking and commenting on your stuff and just ultimately asking them what they want to see from you. This, I know it seems so simple and so basic, but this tip in itself has been a 110% game changer for me. All the content that I create is because I'm specifically asking people that follow me what they need from me. So here's an example of just asking, what do you want to know? And this type of market research is something that you can do maybe when you're creating your January challenge. I know we're gung-ho about making it just Transform 20 themed, but let's say, again, your audience really needs nutrition help, then you can create a group that really hones in on that. So I recommend 5 to 10 people per week, kind of depending on the audience that you're starting out with. And then I notice if you do this 1 hour before you post to your feed, that the posts perform better. So I've heard this from a lot of people, and I have done this myself. So the best results, and then bonus points for doing a video message or another new feature, voice messaging. I think, again, this voice messaging feature just came out. You might need to update your app. But again, it is a way to make things so much more personal. People have really appreciated me taking the time to send them a video message. And it honestly takes just as much time, if not less, than typing something. And again, you're putting your face instead of just your words. So
the voice message, is that limited to 15 seconds, or how long can the voice message be?
Ooh, I haven't tried to see how long I can make it. I have been doing shorter ones, but I'm going to have to try that and see how long you can make them.
Yeah, because I'm a rambler, so that can get really, really lengthy.
Yeah, but seriously, completely from experience, if you guys take the time to start doing this, you are going to see such growth. It is insane. And a lot of these types of questions can lead to customers, because this is, again, how you are starting a conversation without sending an icky "Hey girl" message. And I know that you don't teach this, Janelle, but yeah, a lot of people, they are copying what other people are doing. And some people maybe still teach sending "Hey girl" messages. And I'm so not about that. But this is coming from a completely different place. You are asking them what you can do for them, as opposed to seeing what they can do for you. And this is such a game changer when you come at it from this angle. And you guys will probably get people in your challenge groups just from doing this, because you can continue to ask questions based on what they say. So
awesome.
I could also talk about this all day, but yeah, message me if you have questions about this, but start doing this tonight, tomorrow. It'll be such a game changer for you.
Yes, it's awesome.
Tip number 3. I do get asked about this. So should I respond to every comment? Yes, definitely take the time to respond to everybody who comments on your photos. Kind of the rules for this, and I won't say the rules, but I'll say what makes it most effective is when I tell this to my clients: when you post to your feed, don't just post, drop your phone and run. Sit with your phone for 15 minutes and respond to the comments that come in that first 15 minutes right away. Like boom, 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 super fast, because your response to those comments equal more comments, and that helps your engagement. That gets you moved up in the hashtags that you're using, that can potentially land you on the explore page. I've seen that happen. So that first 15 minutes, definitely sit with Instagram open, be ready to respond. And then after that first 15 minutes, aim to respond to all the comments within 24 hours. And then have your responses be more than 4 words. I've noticed that Instagram sometimes does count things less than 4 words to not count towards that commenting for engagement boosting. But if you use 4 words, that is huge. I also recommend, when you are responding, asking a question, because then you will get like mini conversation threads going on your photo. And again, this is huge, huge, huge for boosting engagement. So if anything will boost you the most, it is probably this. Again, So simple, but is often overlooked. And yes, even those bots or those creepy people that are like, we want you to join our sunglass affiliate club, like just respond and say, thank you so much for your comment. Hope you have a great day. Or how are you today? Just respond to all of them.
Perfect.
All right. Viral content. This is so huge in our business. Your transformation photos. And with these, you have such an opportunity to take them from just being a Transformation Tuesday to something so much more powerful. And these posts often do land on the Explore page when you do it right. So I have my friend Megan here as an example, again, showing the highlight reel of an entrepreneur and the actual life. And of course, with these photos, you do really have to have a compelling caption. Definitely tell a part of your story, relate it to a problem that your clients have and a solution that you provide to it. But when you post these transformation photos, I want you to make sure that you are putting dates and or descriptive words. So like on Megan's example and on mine, you can see the definite differences between the photos. People love seeing transformations. I don't know what it is. It's a human thing, I guess. We love seeing these, but rather than just posting your weight loss, you don't have to just do that. You can do something like, again, what it looks like working on my business and how I'm actually working on my business. You can talk about how your mindset has changed, how the community has changed you, how you met someone who's on your team that has changed your life. Definitely take the time when you do these posts to really make them much more powerful than pounds lost, especially if who you help and what you do isn't weight loss based. So I wanted to make sure to put this in here because these posts, I would definitely try to rotate one in every 9 to 14 posts, because these get a lot of comments, especially when you use that hook and a strong call to action, especially one if you're asking people to comment and answer something.
Love that.
All right. So I said wait till the end for this growth hack. So I was iffy on sharing this at first because before you guys do this, and I know it's cool and it's exciting, unless you know who your ideal client is, don't do this yet. So take a picture of this and save it for when you know. But I'll walk you through what the hack is. So you'll go to your ideal client's profile, who you already follow. You'll click unfollow and then follow right away. You'll notice you'll get the suggested box of people that come up. Check out their profile and follow a few of them. I don't believe in following just to unfollow. So definitely check out their profile and see if it's something, and if it's someone who looks like they would be a great ideal client for you. And do this same thing for 2 to 3 more profiles. And you will notice you will get a lot of followers, and a good chunk of them will be your ideal clients. But here's the kick with this. Don't try to do this all the time, because after the first time you do it, it doesn't work for a while. And I know I tell this to my clients as well. It's not all about numbers, but getting a boost in numbers, again, we're human. We get excited about that. So definitely try this out and tell me how it goes, but don't just do it to anybody. You really have to be intentional. So as an example, if you help boxers do something, go to a bigger time boxer who you follow, unfollow, follow, and there might be some smaller town boxers that kind of come up. That was just the example that came to mind. But definitely try this out when you know who your ideal client is, and message me on Instagram and tell me how it goes for you.
That is so cool.
This is a cool one, but I have been trying it and I've done it a few days consecutively and it does not work the same. So the first time you do it, it'll be cool, but then take a break for a month and do it again. Do it again end of January.
Okay, good to know. Okay, someone just tested the message, and it does go longer than 15 seconds, she said.
Perfect. See, that's awesome because I'm a talker too. I'm going to be blowing you guys up, sending voice memos.
That's awesome.
All right. So that is, I know I've been talking for a while. That's kind of the end of what I had. But so how can you get more information? Definitely follow me on Instagram. I post mini trainings and tips all the time. I have a bunch in my highlights. A lot of the stuff I talked about on here, but also a lot more because Instagram is just, I love it. I'm obsessed with it, in case you couldn't tell. So I'm always keeping you guys up to date on the changes and the new things that are coming and updating on things that I am testing out. And then also I do have a guide. So if you are a visual person like me and you want to look at something in front of you, I created a 7-day Instagram growth bootcamp that talks about a lot of what I talked about on here, but more visual examples. The link is in my Instagram bio, but if you can remember the bit.ly, there it is, but you have to use the caps how they are. Otherwise, it won't load. So if anyone follows me on Instagram, you could probably copy and paste that into the chat box for me. That would be awesome. And then just a reminder, definitely tag me on your stories that you're on this live because I'm doing a free bio audit for somebody. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm just typing into the chat box. Oh, a few other people did too. Okay, we're good.
I'm back.
That was so amazing, Kayla.
Thank you. I didn't talk too fast, did I? I'm a talker.
No. At times I missed some things, but that was only because I was trying to read comments at the same time I was listening, at the same time I was writing. Doesn't tend to work very well, but I think I got everything. But luckily, we have all of this recorded, and like I said, when they get this link to be on live, it automatically is the recording link as well. So you guys, so you guys, if you missed anything, something that she said in a slide or whatever, and you're like, I should have taken a picture of it. Don't worry, you can just re-click this link and you've automatically got the recording where you can just hit pause and take a look at that slide. Okay, so just making sure there aren't any other questions. On the app, where do we find the suggested followers? Jody's asking on the app, where do they find the suggested followers? They pop in right away when you
let me see if I can show you. I know it's so. Let me see if I can find someone just to do this as an example.
You can unfollow me.
All right, here. I'll show Janelle. So there's her profile. I'm going to click unfollow, follow, and then it pops right up. So here are all the suggested. So we've got it's blurry, but we've got Autumn, Danielle, Melissa. So scroll through that suggested, check the profiles, see if that is, again, someone who you think could be a good ideal client. So you're not just following people who you don't really care about, and follow a couple of the profiles and then do it 2 to 3 more times. And then the numbers start growing.
Wow. Okay. That's so cool. Kayla, thank you so much. Like I said, I've got pages and pages of notes. And you guys, if you haven't, here, I'll get back on screen here. Sorry, I keep looking at the questions coming in. Karina's asking, but where did the new followers come from? But they come from because they see that you followed them.
I misunderstood your question. I forgot to mention this. So when you do that, you pop up in the suggested for some people. Oh. That's how they find you.
Oh.
That detail.
Okay, and so the first thing they're going to do is they're going to look at your bio and go, do I really want to follow this person?
Yes.
So that's why you were saying you need to know, you need to have some of this stuff kind of figured out before you go doing this. Otherwise, it's not going to be effective.
Exactly. And you don't just want to do it to everyone. Like, you guys don't want to do it for Janelle because, again, you're just getting other Beachbody coaches. That works for me. Doesn't work for you.
Exactly. Yeah, don't unfollow me and follow me. That won't work. Okay, so you guys, this was such a great training. Thank you so much for getting on. I absolutely love Kayla's tips. And if you go to her Instagram, of course, follow her immediately and check out her. She has a highlight. I think it's called Instagram tips or IG tips. Right, Kayla? Am I right about that? Yeah.
Yes.
And watch those, because even though some of it you may have heard here, it just helps to hear it again to make sure it really sinks in your brain. And she's got other ones there too. And what I love about those is that they're all like super quick. And with my brain, I just I need and like that. And it's also really easy to share with your team members too. If you have new coaches on your team, or maybe even not new, just to say, hey, tag them on her picture or whatever and say, check out her bio, check out her IG tips. Really a great way to even teach newer coaches real quick what to be doing and not doing on Instagram. Everyone is saying, Kayla, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
I just, again, thank you, Janelle. Like, this is so freaking awesome. Like, I'm such a fangirl, so I feel special.
Well, I'm a fangirl of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, you guys. Have a great rest of your month. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. And let me know in the Coach Success group if you have any questions about this. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
See you later.